Did you know that half the world's population experiences severe water scarcity for at least a part of the year? So this begs the question, are the world's water towers running dry? The United Nations Water Development Report of 2025, which is titled Mountains and Glaciers, Water Towers, reveals that rapid glacier melting threatens the freshwater supply for over 2 billion people globally. It has also led to the lack of access to safely managed sanitation for 3.5 billion people. The report specifically focuses on mountains and glaciers. This focus aligns with the United Nations initiative to designate 2025 as the International Year of Glaciers Preservation. Now let's take a deeper look at what the report has to say. Mountain regions provide 55 to 60% of the world's freshwater flows. Most mountain glaciers around the world are thinning rapidly and are out of balance with the current climate. This means that they will continue to shrink regardless of reductions in greenhouse gas or the GHG emissions. Further, atmospheric warming will exacerbate the imbalance globally. With global warming of between 1.5 to 4 degrees Celsius, mountain glaciers worldwide are projected to lose 26 to 41% of their total mass by 2100 relative to 2015. More glacial lakes will develop over the next decades, creating new hotspots of potentially dangerous glacial lake outburst floods or GLOFs. Eastern Africa has lost 80% of its glaciers in places, and in the Andes, between a third and a half of glaciers have melted since 1998. Glaciers in the Alps and the Pyrenees, the worst affected in Europe, have shrunk by about 40% over roughly the same period. Between 1975 and 2015, approximately 35% of the mountain subregions experienced at least a twofold increase in population. The proportion of urban residents within these mountain areas ranged from 6% to 39% over the same period. From the year 850 to 2022, 3,151 glacial lake outburst flood or GLOF events were recorded across the world's major glaciated region. Between 1985 and 2014, 713 weather and climate-related disaster events in mountain regions resulted in absolute economic losses exceeding more than $56 billion, which affected over 258 million people and caused over 39,000 deaths. Now these numbers highlight the significant population residing in mountain regions, the increasing trend of urbanization, the substantial occurrence and impact of natural disasters, and the challenges faced in providing basic water and sanitation services in these vulnerable areas. Audrey Azoulay, the Director General of UNESCO, said, "Regardless of where we live, we all depend in some way on mountains and glaciers. But these natural water towers are facing imminent peril." The Tibetan Plateau and the surrounding Pamir Hindu Kush Himalaya or the HKH mountain ranges are often referred to as the third pole or the water tower of Asia, storing more ice and snow than any other region outside the Antarctic and the Arctic. An estimated 1.65 billion people downstream depend on the HKH mountain ranges for water, sanitation, food, energy, and the ecosystem services. Glaciers in the HKH region are disappearing at an alarming rate, 65% faster in 2011 to 2020 than in the previous decade. They are also melting faster than the global average. The most significant losses are concentrated in the eastern HKH region. The number of recorded GLOFs per decade in high mountain Asia has shown an increasing trend from the 1830s to the 2020s. Alvaro Lario, President of the International Fund for Agricultural Development and Chair of the UN Water, has called for more support for people who live in afflicted mountain regions. Water flows downhill, but food insecurity rises uphill. Mountains provide 60% of our fresh water, but the communities that safeguard these vital resources are among the most food insecure. Saving our glaciers is not just an environmental issue, it is a survival strategy for billions. It is essential that the international community unites and takes swift collective action to protect these precious water towers for the well-being of current and the future generations.